Alright, we're going to be doing sort of an unboxing slash explanation video today. So, on the list is the quote-unquote Han Solo card game. So, if you're anything like me, you've been waiting for a Sabacc deck, an official Sabacc deck, to hit the retail market for, I don't know what, 30 years? 30 years? Seems like it would have been a smart move to do business-wise a long time ago. But the interesting thing is they don't even say it's Sabacc. It is the Han Solo card game. Explain that one to me. Anyhow, the thing is this Hasbro Disney, first of all, I'm not one of those like Disney's ruining Star Wars guys. I like the new movies. I really liked Han Solo. I thought it was great. But either way, that's not what any of this has anything to do with. It's about Sabacc. They changed all the rules. So the point of this video here is I'm going to teach you the real way to play Sabacc with the Han Solo card game. Again, I'm not bitter. I love the movie, and I get what they're doing, honestly. You can't really have a 10 and up game being sold to kids that's primarily poker and blackjack, and it's about gambling. So for this, they have like a point system, and you can win the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, so I don't know. It's not the traditional game. That's what they're changing. But yeah, again, whatever. I'll show you the right way to play Sabacc. And by the way, I picked this up at GameStop. It was like $22, not too bad. Walmart, everywhere else was out of it. But it's selling for like 30 bucks on Amazon, which is odd. But here we go. I'm gonna open it up for the first time. And here you go. You've got your rules. Yeah. Again, this isn't, from what I understand, even how you play Sabacc. So, I mean, as we've all understood for many, many years, as we knew how the game was played, they have these fake, they're supposed to be Imperial credits, right? Like the old credit chips. But instead there are prizes, and it's a point system that doesn't make any sense. Somehow a blaster is more points than a TIE fighter. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So my first suggestion is when you punch all these cards out, don't throw them away. Just use them as credits. You got Imperial credits right here. So you get your chips, basically. That's your stack of chips. Ignore all their stupid rules about and there you go. There's the most important piece in the game, the Millennium Falcon, which is almost as much as a land speeder. Like, again, their point system doesn't make sense. Just use them as chips so you can gamble with your friends. Yes, I'm encouraging gambling. So, the first thing is they also include dice, which is cool, because at least now we know the symbols that are on the dice officially in the game of Sabacc. Now, the thing is about dice in Sabacc, there's no dice in Sabacc. If you're playing Corellian Sabacc, then yeah, you can use the dice. But traditionally, there weren't any dice in old school Sabacc. Now, this is the card deck. This is what they're giving you. It's the Star Wars. They even had to put Star Wars on it. They couldn't just be classy. I'm surprised it doesn't say Disney anywhere on there, though, so that's not too bad. But so this is the official deck. We'll open that in a second, and I'm guessing the rest of this is just cardboard for no reason. Cool. But I'll keep the box to keep the deck in. It's much cooler than just having some little crappy sleeve. And I don't know, maybe I'll figure out how to play real Sabacc with Corellian style. I haven't seen anyone do any kind of videos on how to play Corellian, but from what I understand, it's kind of like college rules. So it's like you roll the dice and it changes the hand. So somehow your point system on your card is different. Yeah, college rules, like Deuce is Wild or some childish crap like that. But anyhow, for right now, I'll just show you real Sabacc, alright? Okay, so first impression of the deck is it feels kind of cheap. Feels more like the cards that you get with a board game than a deck of cards. They do have that kind of webbing or whatever, that pattern on them that like bicycle cards have, but They don't feel quite as durable. But either way, this is the deck. So, you've got ups, you've got downs. The reds, the greens, they're positive or negative. You'll have 1 through 10? I'm not really sure. There's a couple sets of each. Either way, the way Disney wants you to play this game, I should stop doing that, because again, I'm not one of those bitter guys who doesn't like Disney. But they say that the purpose of the game is to get to 0, and whoever has the most cards or the most points or whatever it is that equals up to 0 wins. That's not how it's ever been. Sabacc is a mix between poker and blackjack. All right. Okay, so the deck is divided into such. It's 3 sets of the numbers 1 through 10 in positive or negative, and the 2 0 cards, which traditionally are called the idiot. That's important to know. So the 0 is the idiot card. Needless to say, with this shape, it's really harder to shuffle these cards. But either way, the object in real Sabacc is to get... You get 3 cards up front. And that's your hand. Let's say this is my hand. So what you want to do is get closest to 23 or to negative 23 as possible. Now, the numbers, again, they go up and down. You got positive and negative. So, it would be 6 plus 2 plus 6 minus 10 minus 10. So this is how your hand would work out. It's math, which is good, positive and negative math. So the way that works is then you go 3 rounds. You get your hand, and each time you can pick a card or put down a card or whatever it is. But by the end of the 3 rounds, which again, the game ideally works best with 3 people. It says that you can play with 2 to 4, but I mean, if you really want a good hand or good game, you want to have at least 3 people, or mostly just 3 people playing. So that's the way you put together your hand. And over the time, the cards that you put together and put down on the table as your hand are the ones that you consider your hand is whatever the numbers, what they add up to. Yeah, blah. Okay, so let's say after a couple rounds, you pick up another card, and this is your hand, right? You got 4, 10, 10, and a 1. So this would be 24 minus 1. So you got 23. This would be considered pure Sabacc. It means you have 23. Now, in the same way, say you're holding this, you've got negative 23. So this would be considered Sabacc as well. Sabacc, pure Sabacc. Those are the 2 main hands. It's kind of like the full house or straight and that kind of stuff. Yeah, so that's how it works for regular Sabacc. Now, if you remember the idiot card, the 0, if you have this hand, 0, 2, 3, spelling out 23, that's considered the idiot's array. That's the highest hand in the game. Can't beat it. It's like, whatever, straight flush, the ultimate hand. So basically, again, it's blackjack, but it's also poker. So you have your hand, whatever, you deal. You can deal the hand that you have after 3 rounds, however many cards. Now the way it works is let's say you manage to get to 23. Let's say both players are at 23. If you have positive 23, that beats negative 23. If you both have positive 23 or negative 23, then it comes down to how many cards it took to come up with that number. So either a high, if you have like 5, 6 cards that you put down to make negative 23 or positive 23, and the other person has 3 cards, the person with 6 cards wins. And again, the only thing that will beat any of those is the idiot's array. That's the top hand in the game. So you go 3 rounds. You can, obviously you toss in your chips and you ante up and you bet higher each round. But yeah, again, that's the traditional way to play Sabacc. It's not this weird other game with winning ships and blasters and stuff like that. Now, again, in Corellian play, you'd roll the dice, and then the dice would determine that what hand you have, what the numbers in your hand actually equate to. If I figure out how to play Corellian Sabacc, I will get back to you, and I will definitely show you how to do it. So let's have a mock run here so we can show you how it works. Okay, so I just dealt myself a hand. So I've got 9 minus 8 plus 8, right? So I've got 9, basically. That's my hand right now. Like I suggested, don't worry about the stupid rules. Just use these as chips. They're credits, so whatever. So you'd put in your ante first round. I'd say like, okay, I feel strong going ahead with a 9. That's not a problem. So first thing, take a card, and now I'm at 2. So that's my hand. So I've got 2. I'm holding on to 2. You know, and then people keep going around, and I'll either bet more or I won't. 2's not a great hand going forward with only 2 more rounds, but for the sake of it, sure, I'll match whatever bet. So 2 more credits in the pile. Again, I mean, at some point you probably want to invest in poker chips, or eventually, hopefully, they'll come out with like real acrylic or clay imperial credits you could play with. That would be awesome. Again, I mean, you could just put out the deck. We don't really need all this stuff. The rest of it you could also sell separately. I mean, hey, make some money, capitalists, right? So, you know, going ahead, let's say I roll with the 2. I don't know what the other people have. I'll take another card. So that puts me at 4, right? So let's see. I'm holding a hand of 4 altogether, which isn't a great hand. Yeah. It's not spectacular, but yeah, you could take 9 and the 8, have 18, and the 2 and have 20, and roll with that hand. So it's like, okay, I'm holding 20 right now. So 20 is not too bad. You know, fuck these other 2 cards for right now, not, you know, in case I need them later on. Who knows what'll happen in the next 2, but mathematically there's not a lot that can go on between them aside from me blowing it, right, and getting a too high number, in which case the 7 or the 8 might come in handy. So yeah, okay, I'll raise it, go for another round, sure, and this will be the last draw. So I get a 1. So 21, that is not too bad. I'm only 2 off of 23. I'm gonna go all in. Again, you'll probably need more chips if you're playing with more than one other person, but either way, yeah, I'm all in. Let me get that Millennium Falcon, and then I put down, I've got 21. That's my hand. So if you understand, that's how, you know, a round would work. You just go around 3 times, placing bets each increment, or not, depending. You can check, I'm sure, too. But that's the traditional way to play the game. None of this zero crap, none of this, oh, you could win a 5,000 point custom plated SE14 blaster pistol. That's not how this game's supposed to work. It's a gambling game, but obviously for kids, they were trying to change it up. I don't even know what the hell they're doing with the dice in this. I'll have to look that up too. But again, if I figure out Corellian Sabacc, you know, whatever, I'll let you know, and I'll make a video about that. I'll put this video up on my YouTube page as well, Ricky Spanish Official. I'm Ricky Spanish. I also make music and stuff. So, but you can go there for reference so that you can watch it over and try to figure out the rules of the game, of the traditional game of Sabacc, the real one that you gamble with. That Disney can't be like, hey, 10-year-olds, play a gambling game, you know, whatever. But so, yeah, there we go. That's how you play Sabacc.